Hello, Algebra 2. You are going to be making your own problem just like the problems in the PowerPoint. So you're going to be putting it in a Word document, and so open up one of those, and you're going to be printing it out and then solving it yourself like you didn't know the answer. So on your Word document, remember, it looks best if you change the orientation to landscape, and then make sure you change the size to a half sheet of paper. Yours is called landscape. Mine doesn't have the name, but it's 5.5 by 8.5. And then it also looks good if you change the margins to narrow. It gives you more room to work with. So that's where we're going to be putting our question. So first, when I make these questions, I actually start with the answer. So we're going to go to GeoGebra and start by typing in our answer. So our answer, f of x, we're going to write an equation in factored form. So I'm just going to make this up, x minus 2, x plus 5. So you're going to do two of them that are nice and simple, like that. Don't use mine, make up your own. Then I want you to make one complicated one. So I'm going to do something like 5x minus 3. So you one complicated one with a number in front of the x and then a number after over here. Hit enter. Now the graph is here. As you can see, it doesn't look very good, so you have to make it look good. Hold shift. Use the up and down arrows, the left and right arrows to make a good graph there. So that's what you're going to be putting in to your Word document. So use the snipping tool. So just the graph. We don't want to give them the answer, so not the equation. So there's the graph. Copy that. And you're going to put that in your Word document. That's way too big. Resize it there. Something kind of like that. Now you probably want to be able to move it around. As you can see, it's not doing it. Right click on it. Wrap text is the one you want. And then a lot of these options will actually let you move it around the way you want. The best one I've found is square. Alright, so now I'm going to move this over here to the side. So now it's time for my question. Alright, so remember, we are using the graph on the side. Use the graph on the side to write the factored form of the function. And so now we got to put in the function. So a way to make that look good, if you go to Insert, and then over here is Equation. Now when I type in the function f of x, it looks all mathy like that, equals. But when we write this equation, we don't want to use the factored form from GeoGebra. That's the answer. We want to give the question. So we need this equation in standard form, not factored form. So back to the internet. We're going to take this equation and put it into standard form. To do that, you need a different website. So the website is called Wolfram Alpha. Alright, it's a link in the PowerPoint. You can type it in like I did, or you can click on the link in the PowerPoint. So now we just have to type in our factored form, and it's going to multiply it out for us. And I already forgot what mine was. X minus 2, x plus 5, x minus 2, x plus 5, and then it was 5x minus 3. Alright, so we're going to type that into Wolfram Alpha, and it's going to give us the standard form. We have to look for it though. So first, it gives us what we put in. There's the factored form. It gives us a few graphs. That's kind of nice. So here we can see the middle behavior, and here we can see the end behavior. It goes up and to the right and down and to the left. It gives us an alternate form. We don't want that one. We want, hopefully you can see, we want this one. They call it expanded form. There is standard form. That is the equation we're going to use for our question. So I'm going to type that into the Word document. You can either write it down or you can split screen here. So our question is 5x. Now if you want to raise to the power of third, an easy way is hold Shift 6 and then to the power of 3. Now it doesn't look good at first, but when I hit the space bar, it fixes it for me. As long as you are in the equation box, it will fix it for you. 12x squared, hit the space bar and it fixes it, minus 59x plus 30. Alright. So there is our main question. Use the graph on the side to write the factored form of the function f of x. Right there. So you have to give them a hint though. So as you can see from the graph, x equals -5, x equals -5, and x equals 2 are x-intercepts, also known as roots. Use these to help find the factored form. Alright, so that's the main part of your question here. Then, once you have the factored form, use the factored form to find the third x-intercept. Alright, you should be able to find the third one once you have the complete factored form. You don't have to do only 3 x-intercepts. If you want to do a factored form with more, be my guest. Good luck. Once you have this, you're going to print it out and then solve it yourself.